Hello guys, I'm your host William and today we're going to talk about the Tai Chi Master movie. The Tai Chi Master started in the late Southern Song Dynasty when foreign countries often invaded the Central Plains. A foreign tribe called Di was seen attacking a city in the Central Plains. Even though they looked scary, they knew how to fight well. So, instead of using battering rams to break down the gates, they used catapults to send soldiers into the city. Then, when the flying soldiers opened the city gates, the rest of the soldiers outside rushed into the city and killed all the enemy soldiers. The Song army, led by General Wei Li Chu, tried to fight off the invaders, but they were outnumbered, which made it hard for them to do so. At this critical time, a man named John Juno helped the city soldiers fight off the Derry forces. Jun Bau is a student of the Yuji martial sect. He is good at fighting, which makes it easy for him to beat up on enemy troops. And he did not fight this battle alone. Chi Mei, who was also in the martial sect and a good fighter, helped him. Even though she was young, the war kept going strong, and the Song army slowly but surely turned things around, thanks to the help of Jun Bo. At some point during the battle, a female warrior from the enemy camp came up to Lin and challenged her to a fight. Lin was having a hard time beating his opponent when he saw him chewing. Then Jun Bo chose to help him. Not long after they started fighting, that female warrior ran away all of a sudden. The reason was that she didn't really want to beat Jun. She was supposed to steal something from him, and when she did, she went straight to Prince Di, the leader of the tribe, and gave the object to him. It turned out to be the key that could break the seal that held the Demon Insect Master captive. In fact, Prince Di started this attack from the start so that he could steal the key from Jun Bo, who was supposed to keep it safe. So, since he had the object, he sent all of Prince Reordered's army after him. But as they all ran away, two tribal warriors decided to take Chi Mei with them before they left the city. Lucky for her, Jun Bo heard her cries for help, and when he realized she had been taken, he jumped on the horses and chased them into the Forbidden Forest. But as soon as they got into the Forbidden Forest, the horse they were riding stopped suddenly, and Princeton was afraid that both riders would fall off. The horses were scared, but it didn't take long to figure out why. From a huge animal was following them. They didn't know what it was, but they thought it must be bad. As they looked around and waited for the creature to show up, the forest was dead quiet. Suddenly, one of them was pulled to the ground. It turned out to be a huge caterpillar, and now it was going after the last soldier. Luckily, Jun Bao was there just in time to save the soldier when the giant caterpillar grabbed him. Chi Mei. Then he goes after the monster. Then, out of nowhere, a woman appears and Yaoer told Jun Bo that the forest was the home of her pet giant caterpillar and that she shouldn't have gone there without permission. But since he had to go there to save her, she can. This time, she was willing to let him go as long as they left right away. While this was going on, Lin Xin went to a city official inside the city walls to ask about the reinforcements. The official told her in a casual way that the reinforcements would never come. He tried to explain to the official what was going on, which surprised him. Even if they were able to defend the city right now, they wouldn't be able to stay alive if the enemy kept coming back. But the official didn't change his mind. Even when Lynch chewed and ate during his lunch, it made him mad. At this point, Lynch took a bite of his food and realized he couldn't change the official's mind. So, without further ado, he left and let the official finish his lunch, though he couldn't help but feel uneasy thinking about how bad things were in the kingdom. Then Jun Bo found Lin Xin and asked him to drink some wine with her. They really were kids. It's just Jun. Lin Sen wanted to join the army, but Bau was more interested in going to a martial arts college. After seeing how good his best friend was at fighting, he thought about joining the army with Jun Bo. He thinks that by being on the battlefield, he can help the kingdom defend its land from attacks by the enemy. But Jun Bao turned down his offer right away, saying that he didn't want to be on the battlefield all the time. He turned down the offer even though Lin Scan had accepted it. The scene then shows Junbi going to prison to see an old man. Since 12 years ago, the old man was the biggest enemy of the Wui sect and the person Prince De wanted to set the demons free from. Sect Master Kui Tai Sing. Jun Bao came to the prison often to ask Tian Sing to teach him how to fight in the Demon sect style. In exchange for wine, the WCI sect allowed the students to learn and practice Demon sect moves. Jun Bao didn't care, though. Also, the day of the ceremony to choose the sect leader will come. He thought that the new moves would help him get picked for the team. No one else would have thought he would use it, but he did. In fact, the candidates for leader and Wui sect had to compete in the arena. Whoever wins the competition will become the new leader of the sect. When it was time to choose a new leader, the second senior student was the best choice, especially since he had already beaten the other candidate. But just as Junbo was about to swear him in, the first senior student showed up at the last second, forcing the fight to go on. Junbo didn't have to work very hard to beat his opponent. He knew one devilish move that he could use to beat his opponent. The older people in the sect didn't like the way he played. They told him he was a bad person and told him not to learn and use the skills of demons. Sek again. But Junbo said that anyone could learn any martial art because there was no such thing as a good or bad one. The hard work and intention of the user are what mattered, not the technique. However, the elders didn't follow this rule because they only cared about their own ideas. Because both sides insisted on their own points of view, the event was cancelled. After everyone had gone, Junbao decided to take it easy and joke with Shimei, when the smile on his face went away a moment later, as he realized that the sect master had given him the key to the prison and it was gone. At first, he was scared and worried, but now he doesn't even think about it. At the demon sect headquarters, your daughter of Tai Sing, who temporarily replaced her father as sect leader, was furious when she found out that sect members were secretly working with the dairy and that the dairy had now come directly to her to ask for her help in destroying the Wuyu sect. This had always kept the city safe. Prince would give her the key to free her father if she agreed to help them, but you chose not to help them. As soon as she said no, one of Prince's men attacked her with a deadly weapon. The people who worked for her knew that the poison would kill her in 3 days if nothing was done. But they didn't do anything to help her. Since they had already switched their allegiance to Prince D, she knew she had no chance of winning if she fought them alone, so she ran away the next day. Jun broke his daily routine by walking around while drinking wine. He walked so far before he saw you leaning against a bamboo tree. The poison that is spread to her makes her health worse. But luckily, Junbauer is an old member of the sect. When she was young, she always traveled with WCI-style pills that worked for all kinds of poisons. He gave it to her then. After she took the medicine, the poison in her body went away slowly but surely. Later that night, the dairy and the demon sect finally attacked the WCI sect headquarters to free T Sing. Worse still, there was no one from the Yuji sect who could stop them, so his attackers were able to free him without running into any major problems. Junbo was talking to you or someone else who had recovered when the attack happened. She may have told them what happened at their base, so he ran back there. But sadly, he got there too late. All of the students and adults, including the leader of the sect, had been killed. But before he finished, the leader gave Junbo a plaque from sect leader that said he and she might be the last descendants of the Yuji. So, the only way for them to stay alive and keep living is to do good. As time went on, Junbao realized that the dairy warrior had taken the key he was holding while they were fighting. But even if he realized it was too late now, he couldn't go back in time or bring back his friends and elders who had died because he hadn't been paying attention. Now, all he can do is deliver the leader's last message. Move on and help people. Then, when night went to Sing, who had been set free, he met his daughter, Yuwer, and asked her to go back to the sect with him. She didn't say yes right away, though. Instead, she tells him that their people have been betrayed in favor of the tribe. She thinks that the tribe will use her father's power to rule the country once the UJA sect is gone. But it looks like Tian Sing didn't care that much. He still has a grudge against the whole kingdom, especially the 8 martial arts schools that tried to get rid of the Demon schools because his martial teachings were different 12 years ago. Even though his wife had to die to save Yuwer back then, Tian Sing still went back to headquarters to tell his members that they had betrayed the sect and almost killed Yuwer. But he is stopped when the meat man from the tribe shows up. He wants him to work with the tribe to get rid of the 8. He said that Tian Sing owed the tribe a favor, so he couldn't say no when they asked him to. Tian Sing responded by throwing a sword at him, which was a surprise. However, the masked man can easily catch and bend the sword. On the other hand, Junbo, who had a grudge against the Demon sect, finally decided to ask the heads of the 8 sects for help while they were meeting. But after he greeted them and told them why he was there, none of the 8 chiefs said anything, because Tai Sing had killed them all. Tai Sing then showed up in front of Jun. Jun Biayu, who was angry, went straight after the demon sect master, and a fight broke out. When he was about to lose to Tian Sing, he was saved by Yaoer, who stopped the fight and told her father that Jun Biayu had saved her life. Before he heard that, Tian Sing couldn't help but let go of him, but just as he and you were about to leave, the meat man came back and blocked the door, forcing him to. After only a few seconds of fighting, Tian Sing lost the fight when he saw Tian Singu. Junbao took his place and fought the masked man, but he was also no match for the masked man, even though he was able to take off the mask and was surprised when he saw the face behind it. It turned out to be General Whaley, a friend from his childhood. This is where it was finally shown that Lynch Chewing was the one who stole the key. Who did she throw it at? He did that betrayal because he was sick of the corrupt officials who didn't care about the people or soldiers anymore and who let the invaders into the Empire's land. Still, Lin Xin was willing to let Jun Biayu try to follow him. They can take over the world as a team. He said no to the offer. He thought that if he had turned down Lin Xin before, why should he accept him now when he looked like a dangerous nut? She may have been annoyed with Lin Chuan and wanted to kill him to shut him up. but sadly, he was able to easily stop her attacks. He even choked and poisoned the poor girl. When Junbao tried to help her, she beat Lin Scan over and over, but that didn't work either. In fact, at this point it was Lin Scan who beat him. Tianxing seemed to understand that they couldn't beat that monster, so he called a giant caterpillar and told it to take her Junbo. The caterpillar took her away while he used his last bit of strength to fight Lin Chu, but he was killed by Lin Chu. The tragedy keeps going on, but soon after they got away, the poison may have been too much for her to handle, and she died in June. Arms of Bo. The day after, Junbo seemed to be trying to calm down near Shimei's grave, but the enemy wouldn't let him. This time, he had to face the two main warriors of the Demon Sect at the same time, and they attacked him mercilessly until one of their attacks sent him flying into the... But Junbo finally got the peace he was looking for here. He could remember what the sect leaders had said. You are both Tianxing and Lin Scan, telling him what to do. Then, all of a sudden, two fish that looked like Ian and Young swam around him. This made him learn all the Wuyu techniques and dark Tai Chi so he could wake up. Then, he beat two of his enemies with the power he had just gained. The scene then moves to Lin Xuan's, where Prince DePraise is giving a speech. With their plan and strength, they beat the 8 most powerful groups in the country. Prince was going to attack the Central Plains the next day, and he wanted Lin Chuan to be a leader in his army. But Lin Chuan didn't want to work for Prince because he had other plans for that. Then, he killed the rest of the tribe's people and attacked the prince a moment later. Then, Junbo, you came to put an end to everything. Still, he still gave Lynch one chance to chew on. But Lin Scan didn't listen to him and wouldn't admit that he was wrong. After the world betrayed him, he was already hurt, so they had to fight to settle their difference. But as they were fighting, the giant caterpillar suddenly appeared to help you. Lin Xuan had an idea after seeing the caterpillar. He realized that Jun's bow had become much stronger. He needs something to help him get stronger, and the big caterpillar was carrying something. Then he jumped on top of the caterpillar and stabbed it with his bare hands to get its heart. He thinks that if he eats the heart, it will give him more strength. Lin Xin still lost to Junbo in the end. Even after she died, at the end of the movie, and you may decide to go your separate ways. She would look for a place where she could live in peace, and the story end here. What do you think about this story? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and activating bell for notification until the next video. Thank you so much for watching.